final thoughts?
I can't believe I'm drilling through my concrete patio.
I know.
Honestly.
We are. There's a surprise delivery on the front porch. I'm going to need your help with it.
Is it my birthday?
Yes, no. Not for a few months. But I think it will make our lives a little bit easier.
Vego?
Yes, our friends at Vego, after we did our garden renovation project with our new Vego beds, sent us a little something to use in our garden. And it's something that I've wanted for a long time, but we haven't gotten around to purchasing yet. A retractable hose. Do you think
Very cool.
Yeah. You think you could help me install those?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Today?
Yes.
All right.
George unboxed everything, so what are you thinking?
So it comes with some quick connect ends and some hose nozzles, but we're going to focus on the mounting because that's the key to this project. And the one thing we need to figure out is how to mount this. So you could mount this to your house. You could also mount it to a 4x4 post like they have here in the instructions. And they give you some bolts to get that accomplished, right? But I'm thinking in our situation, I think we're going to mount this to our exposed foundation. So let's go over there and take a look at it.
Here's the spot that we currently have a hose box in, and I have a rubber hose in there that's pretty heavy and cumbersome, and sometimes when I pull it out, I knock over the box, so I can see how this retractable hose will be really helpful.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of mounting this bracket somewhere in this area here. I took a measurement and I think this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna do a dry fit real quick. So I'm gonna put that in like that, and if we mount this in this area, we can still move, so that's great. It doesn't hit the ground, and I think it's going to work out perfectly.
Good.
All right, now that we figured out how we're going to mount this here in the front of the house, Vego also sent us a post that we're going to use on our stamped concrete patio. So let's go check that out.
And here in the backyard, we are going to mount this hose in the corner of our concrete patio. So we have a stamped concrete patio. And when I was talking to the people over at Vego, I kind of mentioned that this is the situation that we had for one of the hoses. And they said that they had this post that they could send out with a hose that is an optional piece that you can purchase that says that it goes 360 degrees.
So I just unboxed this, and it looks like this bracket needs to be bolted to concrete. So over here in these instructions, it's essentially showing you how to dig down and pour a concrete pad. But because we have this stamped concrete patio, we already have concrete. And because we have the cultured stone, we can't use the foundation. The one thing that's good about this is that if you have a water source that's away and kind of, I don't know,
in the middle of the yard,
in the middle of nowhere, I'm not sure how the water would be there, but if it was, typically, when you mount this, it's 180 degrees. So if you mount this to the house, you can only go 180 degrees. Now, with this optional post, I put this on here, it gives you 360. So with this here, I mean, once it's bolted in, right? But you get the idea. I'll be able to spin all the way around. But in our case, we're not really using it for the 360 degree feature. We're using it because we're gonna bolt it to the concrete. So I'm thinking of placing it here towards the end, the edge of the patio, because if I tuck it into the corner, it won't be able to swing. It'll hit the house. So I think over here will give that full range of motion here. But I need to go to Home Depot because I need to get some concrete anchors to mount this to the patio. So I'm gonna go do that. So I just got back from the hardware store and I got some concrete anchors. So these are gonna fit in here. There's a little bit of play, so this is perfect. So I got 4 of those. These are 3, here's the size, just in case anybody needs it for reference. And while I was there, I also got some anchors for this bracket, just to have consistency, and this is the size I'm going to use to mount this to my concrete foundation. So, and this fits in here perfect. And I'll show you the bag. So that's the size I got.
I'm particular about keeping my hose tightly wrapped. So every time that I use it, I spend some time to kind of roll it around. So this will actually be helpful. Be one less step that I need to take before I get ready to go in for the night.
And for the 3/8 anchor in the back, it tells you the masonry drill bit size, which is also 3/8. So I got a 3/8 hammer bit.
George called this a hammer bit, and I wasn't quite sure what he's talking about. I know a hammer is the thing that you swing, but
right. So if you look at the drill, there's a drill setting, a screw setting, and then a hammer. So when you do that, it's made for concrete. So it basically just pulsates, and it makes going through the concrete much quicker. So you got to get the right bit for that, though.
your final thoughts?
I can't believe I'm drilling through my concrete patio.
I know.
Honestly,
We are.
it'll be fine though.
It's gonna
Worst
be fine.
case, I can just
Patch it up.
cover it up.
Yeah.
No big deal. All right, so this is in secure, and the last piece to the puzzle is adding this hook. They say it's a tool hook, so they even give you the Allen key, which is nice. And we're just going to use the regular nozzle, the traditional. Oh, it has one of those levers?
Oh yes, the anti-fatigue ones.
Yeah, that's nice. It's coming.
Here we are. Yay. Has 9 adjustable settings.
Yeah. Oh, this one's nice.
I love the color. It looks so pretty. I mean, as pretty as a retractable hose can look, right?
You see? Nice, and let's get it back in.
Yeah, go ahead. Test run.
That's really nice. We need to water the Japanese maple garden.
Yes.
You know, if we have a drought
It's going to
or
be
something.
so helpful. And I really did love I really like the 0G hose for it being lightweight.
Lightweight, yeah.
Right. But this is a game changer in terms of it, you know, being able to retract so that we don't have to wind it at the end of the night
Very
when
nice.
we're done.
I think the placement of the post worked out well because we can still go even with the house and water all that way. And then if we go here, we have the angle where it's still going to get past, and we can water everything here on the right hand side of the house. And then in the wintertime, we can just pick this up and bring it in.
To winterize
So I think
it, yeah.
that's really convenient.
These come in 100 and 130 foot length.
This is a 100, right?
This is, yeah. When I
Okay.
spoke to the representative, I went with the same length that we currently had and worked really well in our garden, which
Yep.
was 100 foot. But the 130, you get more length but less flow.
Okay.
And this one is a little bit stronger flow, but slightly shorter at 100
And
feet.
because we're on a well, I'd rather have more flow than less.
Correct.
So that's good.
Yep. And the
Perfect.
color that we chose was seaweed green. They come in 3 different colors, and I really like this one. You okay? You okay, Bill?
I can only twist around so much.
You all right?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry. Here's your cap. We're flying.
I can't stop laughing. It's actually really funny.
I got nervous.
Sometimes you're trying to get all these angles, you just kind of tip over.
I got you. Look. Ready? Not even 5 seconds after I stop. Look. You know, you were worried about drilling into the concrete patio. I'm a little more worried about you drilling into our house.
Well, it's a 10-inch thick concrete foundation. We're just going to go in a couple inches.
So you want to tell everyone why we decided to do this?
Well, we have hardy board, so it's cement board. And I would rather not drill into this because I just don't know the after effects.
Yeah.
Will it start to deteriorate? because every edge is painted.
Yeah. So
I think this is just going to be much easier.
Yeah, it is.
And I like that it's going to be down low. So it'll be just like this box. You won't even see it.
Sure. I like that too.
So these wedge anchors need to be hammered in first, but it was difficult with the bracket and trying to hammer it in. So what I'm doing is I'm going one by one, and I'm just using this as a gauge of how deep I need to bang them in. So that's what I'm doing there. And then you just put on the washer and the bolt and you'll be able to tighten it up. Vego does provide hardware to install the bracket on pretty much any surface, wood or concrete, by using these anchors. But because the back where we use that 360-degree post, the optional post, I needed to get my own anchors. So while I was there, I got the same type, just different size for this bracket. So if you do end up, you could use their hardware, but if you want to go with anchors, if you do decide to use it, you need a 7/16 socket. But because the plastic is a little tight in there, you need a 7/16 nut driver that has a little bit of a thin wall so you can get in there and tighten the bolts. So it's just a heads up, but if you use their hardware, you won't run into that.
Out with the old, in with the new. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. There it is. Oh, missed. All right, this one's working.
Good.
So 2 mounting options, and they both worked out well. So I think you're gonna actually have more room to walk by now, because before with the box, you sometimes didn't have.
Really good, especially because all my shrubs are getting really big.
Yeah.
Any little bit of space that I gain is a bonus.
So it's important for retractable hoses, picking out a good location to mount your bracket, because you wanna have that full range of motion. If I would have put it a little more towards the spigot, we'd probably not have the angle to get the hose all the way out because we'd hit this stone.
Right.
So I think we have a really good spot, and it's going to be hidden, which I mean, it looks nice and all.
It does look nice, but for
yeah.
utilitarian items, it's always good to be able to have the option to hide it. And look how beautiful this Norway spruce looks. It's put on so much growth. Pretty soon it's going to have all of its fresh, really bright chartreuse green on the tips. It's gotten really big and beautiful. So thank you so much to Vego for sending out these retractable hoses. They're going to be put to great use. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. And please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. And we'll see you soon.